welcome to another edition of Wealth Without Borders podcast. And today I'm delighted to have with me Arie Schreier. Welcome to the show, Arie.
Thank you, Howard.
And Arie and I are, I would say, good friends. We've known each other a good few years now. I'm delighted to have him on this show. In 8 minutes, there's only so much we can talk about, but I've got every confidence Arie's going to bring us massive value in that time. And then for those of you who don't know Arie, he's the GM of the PTL Group in China. And interestingly, he's a former diplomat who came to China 23 years ago as the Consul of Israel in Beijing. And then 15 years ago, he came back to Shanghai to work with the PTL Group. So delighted, as I say, to have you here, and welcome.
Thank you.
So as you know, it's 8 questions in 8 minutes. I run a very tight ship. I've literally got a stop clock here. I'll try my best, Arie, to give you the time in between each question, just so you know. But are you ready to get started?
Sure, yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, before we do, I always ask, and I forgot, where are you in the world and what's the weather like today?
Well, I'm in Shanghai. I was lucky to get in just before the gate closed. And the weather today is actually lovely. The sun and blue sky even. So it's really a nice day here in Shanghai.
Yeah, I'm here too. So I'm looking out at the blue sky here. And just one other thing before we get going, the title of today's podcast is Shrink to Grow. So 8 minutes to go. Question number 1. Who is your ideal client?
Well, my ideal client will be a foreign company that has a good product, that has a need in China, and has a good potential in the Chinese market. And this company needs to have the resources, financial resources, managerial resources, patience, dedication, and determination to come to China and invest whatever it takes for as long as it takes to succeed in China. Because Nothing comes easy, nothing comes quick, but if you have this dedication, you can make it in China.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. 7 minutes, 21 remaining. Question number 2, what is the problem that you solve?
We solve a full range of problems. PTL is actually a problem solver. We normally encounter our companies, our clients, when they have a problem. When they don't need a problem, when they don't have a problem, they don't need us. They never come to us. They always come to us with a problem. Whether it's an HR problem, with financial managerial problem, with logistics issues of customs clearance, importation or exportation, warehousing, stock management, stock control, moving money into China, moving money out of China, the full scale of running a business in China, everything except for the sales, so that we leave to the company to do. But everything else, we try to solve the problems of every company that we deal with.
Fantastic. So you're a real A to Z, one-stop shop. 6 minutes, 25 remaining. Question number 3. What are the typical symptoms that people experience when they have these problems entering China?
Well, there are many symptoms, but I would say the majority of the symptoms would be lack of transparency, mainly between the headquarter, who is trying to manage from far away the company, and there's a misunderstanding or miscommunication with the local team in China. There's conflicts of knowledge, conflict of managerial practice between the headquarter and the local managers in China. And many times the headquarter just doesn't understand why things are so complicated in China. They don't think why it should be so hard to run a business in China, which it is. So definitely it's the lack of knowledge, the lack of experience, which leads to conflict with the local management.
Okay. I've experienced that myself. 5 minutes, 25 remaining. Question number 4, what are the common mistakes people make when they're trying to solve the problem themselves?
Well, many times the headquarter is thinking that there's a problem, and they ask the single channel that they know in China to solve the problem, whether it's the local GM, whether it's the local salesperson, whether it's the distributor, whether it's an agent. That's who they know, and they ask them to solve the problem. But many times we found that they are the problem. and unfortunately they cannot fix themselves. So they need to have an external third party, somebody with the expertise, with the knowledge and the experience to come and say, look guys, this is the problem. And unfortunately, it could be your staff, it could be your distributor, it could be your agent, and you need either to get another one in addition or to replace them. And this would solve part of the problem, and of course keep the supervision and keeps the support to the company from overseas and in China.
Okay, great. So it's a comprehensive set of problems that could arise. 4 minutes 13 remaining, Arie. Question number 5. What's one valuable free action that people checking out the podcast today can implement that would help them solve some, not all of that problem?
Well, I find that there's a lot of forums online, whether it's on LinkedIn, whether it's on WeChat groups, whether it's on other resources that people can join and learn from the experience of other managers who've been here for many years, that have been running a business for many years, or are still running a business. And I'm not talking about service provider, I'm talking people who are actually running a company, because they don't have any agenda and they would give a free advice for a problem that they faced before, and they may have the solution for it. Okay. I think that there's so much knowledge that accumulated by now over so many years of foreign companies doing business in China. And it's never easy. When we started here, we thought that companies will need us for a few years and then we'll move on. Luckily or unluckily, the business in China keeps being very hard to run. And luckily for us, companies still have a lot of problems and they still need us to come and support them and get our advice.
Okay, just 2 minutes 52 remaining. Question number 6. What's one valuable free resource you can direct people to that will further help them with that problem?
Well, PTL actually produces a lot of materials, a lot of information to help our clients to learn more about the China market. Just recently, we published our HR guide, HR management guide, termination guide, WUFI setup and WUFI management guide, and it's all published for free on our website. There are a lot of, maybe hundreds of articles that we wrote over the years. Unfortunately, some articles that I wrote 15 years ago are still valid today. And I read them and I think, my God, nothing has changed in many. The problems never change. The market has changed, but the problems are still there. But yeah, we have a lot of resources on our website.
Great, and we'll direct people to that link. Just 1 minute 57 remaining. Question number 7. What concept, book or program or talk has been most impactful in your experience, Arie?
Well, we used to run a China boot camp for companies, newcomers to China. We used to gather 10 companies and we used to put them in the room for 1 week, run a full day, exposing them to experts from many fields, teaching them a lot of valuable information so they were able to assess their China strategy and choose the right way how to enter the China market. This saved them a lot of money and gave them enormous amount of information in only 1 week, and a lot of them were successful because of that.
Okay, and 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining. Question number 8. What's the one question I should have asked you that I didn't, that you think would give great value to our people today?
Well, obviously, I'm not objective, but I would ask how to contact the PTL team in order to get free consultation and a free advice of how to manage your business in China. And of course, I'll be available to support with any information that people may have.
And is the best way to reach you via the website?
The website, LinkedIn, WeChat, WhatsApp, every means of communication is definitely available.
And are you okay if we post all of that into the podcast so people can find you, Arie?
Sure, yeah, no problem.
Fantastic, that's great, thank you. You've finished with an entire 18 seconds to spare, Arie, so brilliantly done. You've provided huge value for people, and I'm sure they're going to be very, very grateful to you for that.
Thank you very much for hosting me.
And thanks for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Many thanks for checking out Wealth Without Borders podcast. I'd love you to head over to iTunes, subscribe, and leave us a review. And if you'd be kind enough to do that, I would really appreciate it. And then if you want to know more about what I do, check out wealthwithoutborders.net.